Are you planning on visiting or moving permanently to Germany? Germany is a very peaceful country to be living in. Germany is one of the most developed countries in the world, and the economy here is great. But like any other places in the world, there are rules and regulations that have to be applied here. Hello everyone, my name is Matthew. You're welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. These are the top 10 things to be aware of when you want to visit or live permanently in Germany. Before I start, let me just say that things are not perfect here. Perfection, someone once said, is boring. But what I'm trying to do here is how the majority of the Germans live by these rules and regulations. So let's do this. You're welcome once again. The first thing we'll be talking about is time. Yes, I know. Germans expect you to be punctual when it comes to making an appointment. If there is a time that has been scheduled for an appointment, they expect you to be there right on time. And I find this to be a very good rule though, because if today's world, if you are driving somewhere or you are going to meet up for an appointment, everyone has a cell phone today. So you can always call in and tell the person that you are that's expecting you that you're going to be late, which is not a bad thing. If you are from part of the world where I come from, there's a system we call African time. This is the time that we turn up for an appointment a little bit late or way too late. And that is just the way things are where I come from. But like I said, in Germany here, they don't practice that. They expect you to be right on time when you have an appointment, and that is good. I like that too. That's a good thing. Number 2, jaywalking. If you've ever been to cities in Germany, you will find out that when it comes to the traffic light, especially if you have to cross the road with the pedestrians, you'll find out that most people, they just wait and stop when the red light is on. And the funny thing is, even if there are no cars around, they will just wait until the light turns green before they can walk across the street, which is a good thing. And the thing about the cities here is if you are caught crossing the street when the light is red, you can be fined between 5 to 25 euros here. And if you cross the road, like I said, when it's red, people just look at you funny, and it is not uncommon for someone to chastise you, especially if there are kids. Especially if there are little kids around, they expect you to be role models for the kids around. So don't walk across the street when it is red, okay? That is one thing you have to know here. All right? All good. Number 3, when people invite you to their homes, they expect you to take off your shoes when you come into their apartment or their homes. The belief here is the shoes that you are putting on has dirt from the street, and they don't expect you to bring this dirt into their homes. It is not uncommon for people to have house shoes or slippers by the door when they are inviting you into their apartment, so that when you come inside, you take off your street shoes or the shoes that you are putting on, and then you can change into the slippers that they put on the side of the door, and you can walk into the apartment, which is okay. They just think that if you bring the dirt into their homes, and when you're walking around the apartment, there will be dirt on the floor, which is okay. You have to respect people when you are in their apartment. So I think this is not a bad thing. It is just what we are used to here. So take off your shoes when you're coming in, put on the slippers that are by the door, and everything will be good. They tell you anyway, so it's not big deal. Number 4 is addressing people by the pronouns she or do. In a formal gathering, people expect you to call them on their last name basis. If you are not close to someone, here you say sie, which is S-I-E. But if you are close to someone that you are very, very close to, someone that's a friend, you can say do, which is D-U. In a business gathering or in a formal occasion, they expect you to be called by the last name. And it is not uncommon for people to say, please address me as C, and that is by my last name, which is how the system works here. Especially if these people are complete strangers, they expect you to call them by their last name. You call them Mr. last name. which is okay. But like I said, if you are used to someone, if it's a close friend, you can be on the first name basis, and then you can say do, that is DU. If you are not so sure of how to address someone here, you can just ask the person, and then they can tell you that they want to be addressed formally or informally. It's no big deal. Number 5 is driving on the Autobahn. The Autobahn is what they call the highways here. If you are used to driving cars anywhere in the world, you must have heard that here in Germany, there are no speed limits. That is not true. I talked about this before in one of my channel. I will put the link below. This is not true. Of course, there are parts of the Autobahn where there are no speed limit. But if you consider that the distance that you are going to be driving on this no limit zone is less than 5 or 10 kilometers, then it's not worth it. The other thing you have to be careful about when you are driving on the Autobahn here is if it is a three-lane Autobahn, don't drive or stay permanently on the middle of the Autobahn. The right side of the Autobahn is designated for slow-moving vehicles, and the system is when you overtake every car on the left side. So, but if you're permanently on the middle of the road, then you are blocking the traffic flow. And it is on the left side that people that are really, really fast do overtake from. Driving on the middle of the Autobahn here, continuously on the middle of the Autobahn here is frowned at. So if you are driving, don't stay on the middle lane, okay? Number 6, walking on the bicycle lane. In most cities in Germany, there are places on the streets that are designated for bicycles. I talked about this also in past episode of this channel, and like I said, I'll put a link below. Of course, you can walk across the bicycle lanes if you are going to on the other side of the street. That is not the issue. The issue here is if you are walking continuously on the bicycle lane, that is frowned upon here. People expect you to move out of the rain. Most times anyway, the bicycle lane is painted red. So it is only meant for bicycles. If you as a pedestrian, you're walking directly on the bicycle lane, then you are disturbing the riders and you are disturbing the free flow of traffic. And that is frowned upon here. There are even cities when you continuously work on the bicycle lane, you might be fined if you are caught by the authorities here, and that is not a good thing. Number 7 is what I would refer to as quiet hours. Sundays here, virtually the whole day is almost like quiet hours. People are really most people are indoors on Sundays. I remember the very first time I came to Germany, it was on a Sunday. From Frankfurt to Mannheim, I saw less than 1,000 vehicles on the Autobahn, and that was for me strange. But like I said, Sundays here are quiet days. Every day between the hours of 1 and 3, people don't expect you, especially if you live in an apartment or you live in an apartment block. This is what they call quiet hours. This is the time most of them relax, and they don't expect you to play loud music or to make a lot of noise. And the thing about this is, if you break these rules, they might call the authorities for you. And in most cities, the first time they come to you, they might give you a warning and say, don't do it again. But if it goes on continuously and they have to come back a second or a third time, then you'll be fined some money for that. And that is not good. They will give you a bill, and that is not a good thing. So just stay quiet. It's not a big deal. That's the rules here. Number 8, credit and debit cards. If you're used to buying things with a credit card, don't be surprised that in most places in Germany, they don't accept credit cards. They might accept debit cards, but not everywhere. But credit cards are not accepted everywhere in Germany. Debit cards is the rule, or the best of all is cash. If you pay cash, almost everywhere you can pay cash in Germany. So if you are used to using credit cards, don't be surprised if people say they don't accept credit cards. They will expect you to pay in cash or with a debit card. Number 9, this is a very sensitive part of this program. Because of the German history, especially because of the 2 world wars that were fought here, National Socialism is banned in Germany. It is anti-constitutional and illegal to belong to a Nazi party in Germany. It is banned by Germany's highest court here, called the Bundesverfassungsgericht. It is illegal and insensitive to sing the first stanza of the national anthem here. In about 1841, there was a song that was written that was called Deutschlandlied. This was a song that glorified Germany, and they wanted Germany to be unified. When the Nazis came to power, they used this Deutschlandlied, or rather the first stanza of this Deutschlandlied, as a motivation, as to propagate their national ideology, and the rest is history. About 1952, the German government decided to use the third stanza of this song as their national anthem. That is the third stanza, and that is the way it has been up to today. The first stanza of this song is banned in Germany, and if you if you are caught singing it, you'll be fined, or you might even be prosecuted. That's the way the system works here. So thank you very much for tuning into my channel. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I did enjoy it too. I hope you learned a thing or two about this great country. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. Have a good day.